Hello, everybody, and welcome back. BJ here from BJ Drinks Beer, joined by your co-host for today,
Mr. Danger Ginger here. How you doing?
Too sweet me, bro.
Wait a minute. That's whichever way there. Can't see it, but it happened. Got the little I hate artists artwork up there in the corner.
Yeah, rocking so this is the SPO Uneffing Necessary Review live stream. Kicking it off. I didn't see the posters for sale anywhere. Did you?
No, I didn't, but Johnny said they were out there. So they do. They are.
Go ahead.
They are out there somewheres. I just don't remember seeing them at any of the tables, but that's all right.
We're going to have to go ahead and reach out to I Hate Artists and see if he's got any available, because I would love to have myself one of them.
Yeah, the posters are freaking awesome.
Definitely. Love the artwork. Love it. This show had the energy of an SPO show and then some. A lot of big names from back in the day, so it brought out a lot of people. There were former WWE superstars in the house. There were, the energy there was amazing, and you never know who you're going to run into.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, that energy the entire night was just amazing. Like, the fans were red hot the entire night.
Absolutely. I was red hot most of the night, but I had some endurance issues. I had to sit out from chanting for a couple minutes of some matches here and there. But I was with it as much as I could be.
I know my voice did get hoarse there for a couple days after the show.
My voice was hurting, definitely.
But yeah, so if you're ready, we can get right into this.
Absolutely.
Give the people what they want.
Let me see if I can find my first picture, my first photo reference. I don't know. They're all blended in together, so I'll just go with what I got. So the first match was Primal Fear taking on
Tim Dynamite and Hyena Hex.
Tim Dynamite and Hyena Hex, and I'm just going to pop up random pictures that I took throughout the night. Most of them aren't very good, but I got some good shots in there. So this is Tim Dynamite and Hyena Hex, and I had never heard of these guys before. Primal Fear, absolutely loved them. I've seen them a few times, but yeah, I wasn't familiar with these guys. And I mean, Primal Fear are just absolute beasts. And these guys, I don't want to say they were out of their league, man, because they put up a great fight, but Primal Fear you're taking on.
I mean, it's going up against guys who are a regular tag team compared to two guys being paired together.
Well,
for a tag team contest, that chemistry there is at a whole different level.
That is true. But yeah, I mean, I was impressed, especially by Hyena Hex.
Oh, especially the one spot where he jumps off the ropes and does the 360.
Yeah, I have a picture of that, but it's just blurry and you can't really tell what's happening, so I'm not going to put that up.
On my Instagram, there's actually a really good video of that.
Yeah, everybody sub to the Danger Ginger 1 on Instagram. This guy puts up amazing, excellent quality, well-edited videos of pretty much everything we're talking about. So go ahead and check that out.
That match was absolutely fun to watch.
It was great for an opener too.
Oh yeah, had the crowd fired up from the second Primal Fear came out.
It set the tone. Primal Fear, that's their home. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they definitely got the home crowd pop.
So I'm sure there were a lot of people who are not familiar with SPO that were just there to see Primal Fear. You know what I mean? But the energy in that place just right off the bat was just amazing. Primal Fear pulled off the win. There you go. Here's a shot of that. Yeah, man. Hyena Hex, he impressed me. Tim Dynamite impressed me, but Primal Fear. You know what I mean? These guys are just monsters.
Yeah, I will say one thing though. Hyena Hex might have been a little in the moment, a bit of a sore loser after coming by me, and ripping my hat off and throwing it down to the ground.
That's right. That's right. But you know, they
Heat
do
of the
call you
moment.
they do call you the Danger Ginger for a reason.
This is true. I can't argue that whatsoever. But that was a really good, fun opening match to get
It
the
was
crowd going.
a great high energy match, way to kick things off. Yeah, absolutely. Star ratings?
I'm not really into star ratings.
All right, fine. I'm no Meltzer
I mean,
myself, but I at least wanted to kind of give a rating. But you know what? We'll leave it to these people to watch it themselves. And by the way, there's a way that they can do that.
which will be on the spowrestling.com and on their YouTube channel at SPO Wrestling. This Tuesday, 8 o'clock, Trip TV. The first part of it will be released.
Now, see, it's Trip TV, so it's not just the event. They're breaking the event up into matches and airing it weekly. So you won't see the whole event for another month and a half, 2.5 months or something. But that's the only way you can watch the event. And also, they're going to be splicing in a lot of stuff. Them on their road trip, they're going to Michigan, Toronto, California. They're all over the place.
Doing the JCW tour.
Johnny in the back seats are going to be all over the place doing the JCW tour. So, yeah, so you'll get some road trip footage, some road trip documentary type footage.
And in this first episode, they will also be announcing the Philly debut and venue for SPO Wrestling.
Can't wait. I know where I want it to be.
We can all be wishful of where we want it to be.
I know where I want it to be, but I don't know. I don't know if they got that kind of, I don't know if they can swing that place.
Oh, we got some let's acknowledge the chat real quick. We got
oh my God,
Barry Bayo. What's up? How you doing? And
what's up,
then we got Bumpy with boo to the sore losers. I mean, yeah. I mean, it happens. Sometimes you're in the heat of the moment. I was right there on the corner of the entranceway. The hat was there. It got tossed down. It's all good.
Yeah.
I live for those moments. That's why I'm the Danger Ginger.
The fan interaction is just, I love it. I just love it. That's all. That's all.
So then our next match on the card was Kurt Robinson and a fan favorite who comes out from wherever sometimes. The last event before this, he was sleeping in the ring before the opening contest he was in. And then this time, he was under the ring sleeping just with his feet sticking out. I think it showed in one of the pictures.
I have
of that opening contest, but his feet are just sticking. He's asleep under the ring until it was time for him to be announced to the ring.
And this guy is like, you go to the supermarket with your mom when you're a kid, and she gives you a quarter, and you pop it in one of those machines, and you get one of those bouncy balls, right? That's pretty much homeless fun, man. He was, all over the place, splashing the corner. He's going up top. He's jumping over guys. He's doing reverse hurricane ranas. And then, he, got the better of him after a while.
Their match was, I believe, a Philadelphia street fight, a street fight for sure.
I don't remember. I think it was just a street
fight. I just forget, the type of street fight more. But the match was really fun. There was a lot of great moments in that match with Homeless Vaughn.
Absolutely. Like I said, he was a bouncy ball.
And that crowd was behind him the entire time.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. Because otherwise, who's Kurt Robinson, man? What's he ever done? You know what I mean? I realized after our last show that we said we weren't familiar with him, that we both saw him. We both watched him wrestle. And he just wasn't memorable, man. He just didn't stand out, man. We didn't know who he was.
I think this Kurt Robinson did stand out, though.
Yeah, no, this time definitely. But at the same time, he's no Homeless Vaughn.
I mean, it's just a comparison of one to the other, what resonates with a specific fan at any time. Kurt Robinson does have fans, though, so let's not get this wrong.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I'd love to see more of them.
So then, after that match, we had an interesting moment there. As he started cutting a promo, and then as you can see in the photo, calling out anybody, Joe Clean comes out.
Not from the back.
No. He comes from... Did you see where he came from? I just saw him coming through the crowd.
I think it was from the restroom.
That sounds about right for Joe Clean.
Can't stop working.
But another overall fan favorite.
Oh, yeah, man.
At SPO, wherever. I've seen him at a couple other places. He is always over.
And he proceeded to just absolutely light up Kurt Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, he put up a fight against him, but, I mean, it's Joe Clean. What are you going to do?
Overall, amazing segment, I would say. 2 matches, but 1 segment. Homeless Vaughn is just the absolute man. There was a spot where he broke out the Cheetos and turned a little hardcore, man, with the Cheetos, man. I mean, you think Legos hurt. Cheetos don't hurt that much, but I'm sure they hurt.
I'm pretty sure they're crunchy still, even when you get slammed on them. But Kurt Robinson did win over Homeless Vaughn, and then proceeded, after opening his big mouth, to lose to Joe Clean.
Yeah. And Homeless Vaughn, man, we both picked him. We wanted him.
I mean, he reminds me of another superstar who's kind of wonky in the WWE without saying names. And in my head, I just would love to see those two together.
Fair enough. Okay.
Fantasy booking.
Oh.
Doing the whole fantasy booking thing in my head.
I hear you, man, and we'll get to that in the future. I can't wait to pick your mind about some fantasy bookings, but we'll talk about that later. Next up was, I believe, Charlie Tiger versus Griffin McCoy, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Pat Dynamite and Sonny Kiss were after that, but we could go ahead with the Tiger Cage death match.
I think, just in the order of my picks here, I think it is Charlie Tiger here.
Well then, hey, it doesn't matter. We're going
to remember,
excuse me, get to them all.
Because Pat and Sonny happened after the promo. And the promo happened after this match. Right?
So yeah, no, let's just get into the Tiger Cage match.
All right.
Which was
so Charlie Tiger. Let me tell you something about Charlie Tiger. Let me tell you 2 things about Charlie Tiger. First of all, he's an absolute maniac. Second of all, this guy loves to eat, man. I saw him after his match, and he just straight had a plate of food in his hand the whole rest of the night. And I mean, with all the energy he burned, I'm sure his metabolism isn't like us human beings. Like, he's something else, man. This guy's an absolute beast.
Now, before we get any further, let's bring everything full circle. That at the last SPO show, Griffin McCoy brought him out in a tiger cage and paraded him around the ring before their match. Now,
that animal crackers.
Yes. Then there's the whole animal crackers thing. And now we have gotten up to this match, and this match delivered, in all honesty. It really did. There were some really great moments in this match. And I do believe that even a fan chopped Griffin McCoy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't get a shot of that. But yeah, absolutely. Fan interaction. Gotta love it. A little back and forth. Can't really see what's
This
going
was
on,
a fun moment. The crowd was behind them throwing the punches back and forth. You got the yes, you got the boos.
And then
Absolutely fun.
he almost got him in the tiger cage right in front of us here.
Yeah.
Almost, but he kicked the door open. Oh, no, that's all I got
Yep.
for that. A lot of my photos
Yeah.
weren't good, so I just kind of like got rid of them. But yeah, no, it was definitely a back and forth match. But in the end, whoops, gonna have to clean that up. Go ahead.
So in the end, Charlie Tiger ends up hitting a Tiger driver and being able to get Griffin McCoy in the cage for the solid win. So then after that, he parades Griffin McCoy like Griffin McCoy did to him at the last event around the ring for all the fans to essentially point and laugh at. Which, in all honesty, I also pointed and laughed at him, you know. You get what's coming to you, you know. What goes around comes around.
I mean, that was just an amazing. It was an amazing redemption arc. It was amazing to see, especially after the last SPO event when Charlie Tiger got absolutely screwed by a low blow while the ref wasn't looking. Right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
And I mean, I even talked to him after that, got a couple photos with him, and even picked up the Charlie Tiger Blood shirt.
Oh yeah, and oh man, I wish. Oh man, you should have sent me the photo. He had a little offer. Anything you buy from him, you get.
Oh, yes, a picture with the title belt, which was one of the pictures when I bought the shirt. I got a picture with one of the belts with him. Really cool guy, man. To really get the moment to sit there and talk to.
Absolutely.
You ever see him on a card? I absolutely recommend going to see it.
Oh yeah, no, again, the energy that he brings to the table, man.
And he's just another person that the people seem to love.
He's great.
So then, after that, one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard, but before, yeah. So we get the high five minus Channing Decker, who is off on some type of tour overseas. We get Jordan Oliver coming out talking about he got injured because
he's not on a tour overseas. He's on vacation, man. He could care less about coming to defend his title.
That's another story at the moment. Shots fired. But we get Jordan Oliver coming out with the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, probably in a promo in forever.
Now, Jordan Oliver just tore his ACL?
Something like that. But the story he tells us, but by God, does he have an imagination? All right. Like that 500 ninjas and the back seats came to his house and beat him up. And he was somehow still fought them all off. And in the process of fighting them off, he injured himself. You know, all I got to say is hell of an imagination for the kid.
If anybody follows indie wrestling, not only do they know he was injured before that day, but they know what happened.
And, I mean, like I said, great storytelling from him. It's just a shame that that's exactly what it is. It's a story that we know didn't happen, but.
And despite him being injured legit for at least 8-9 months now, we'll talk about him a little bit later.
Yes. So we get through his ridiculous story before, which I'll be leading to where this photo leads to.
I'm sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit.
Yes. So, which leads to Jordan Oliver, because of injury, relinquishing the Trent Acid Silver Skywalker Championship and just handing it to Face. Like, he didn't have to earn the title. You know, at least Jordan Oliver had to earn the title at the last show.
Yeah, what did he fight? Scorpio, was it? Or no. Sorry, that was Decker. Who do you refresh my memory?
I'd have to go back and look.
Oh, we're the worst fans.
Yeah. Hey man,
we're focused.
only
We're focused
human.
on now. We're focused on
Yeah,
now.
Now.
And then what happened was.
So then Johnny Cashmere and the back seats come out.
Sorry for the horrible picture.
And with them coming out, the match is now that their OnlyFans deathmatch, which is the main event of this show, will now be for the Trent Acid Silver Skywalker Championship. Because,
right.
As Johnny said, titles are not given, they are earned.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
And that's as it should be. And we'll get to that match
infuriating
later on.
Promo, but gotta say I was happy with the end result.
Oh yeah, I mean, I won't say that anything said was infuriating. I just felt like I was getting ready to go to bed.
Infuriating that Jordan Oliver just handed the belt to Face.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, but that issue got resolved just as quick as it happened.
Oh yeah, well, we haven't gotten there, but
yeah, and we'll talk about that more in a little while.
So next up on the card,
Pat Dynamite and Sonny Kiss
with Brandon Downey.
Yes.
My man, yes. Hold on. Let me with my man Brandon Downey.
I mean, also
guest referee.
Your hat, your shirt, my shirt, but also like the new SPO wrestling hat.
I really should have bought one. I don't know why I didn't.
I also got the shirt, but it's put away at the moment.
I need the new shirt too. And you can get these all at SPOwrestling.com.
So now, Pat Dynamite and Sonny Kiss. That match delivered. That match was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
A couple things like really stood out to me in the intro. So here's Sonny making an entrance over here. Pat brings out Tiny, right? Look at Sonny's reaction. Sonny is so happy to see Tiny, and in the next one too. Oh no, that's just Pat walking around.
So
yeah, like
just
she
real
is
quick,
absolutely cheesing right here. She's so happy to see Tiny,
yeah.
And I love it. I'm just so happy that I got that on camera. Going on.
I'm just going to say that I think Tiny the dog is the most over person in SPO wrestling.
Sorry, just remembered about the comments. 1 second. Bumpy says, poor homeless. First he lost his home, then a wrestling match. Well, I mean, he won the last time we saw him, but I'm sure he's he has his fair share of losses. But he's homeless fine, man. He continues on regardless. Beer abuse. Yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. And that was a forgotten boardwalk too, so that's extra bad. And Alex, yes, appreciate you as well. Yeah. That's all.
Yes.
And Bumpy, yeah, no, I have to spend a lot of money on Alex. A lot of the time, I don't even remember if he paid me for lunch yesterday, but I don't know. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, yeah, Pat Dynamite, Sonny Kiss was an incredible match. Like,
where was I in my picks?
They really took it to each other. They did not hold back because this was also a match, of two friends. This match was made not by SPO, but by the High Five.
Yeah, like the story behind this match, and it's still infuriating this had to happen, and I'm so glad that like they didn't take advantage and like come out and just decimate either one of them. They let the match happen, which is great.
Which was surprising.
The High Five, Channing Decker decides to take a vacation, and they decide to book this match. Even though Pat Dynamite is already the number one contender and he's still undefeated in SPO, they decided to book this match to determine the new number one contender. Brandon Downey as guest referee. Brandon Downey and Pat Dynamite at the last show formed a little bit of an alliance because, Joe Clean was Brandon Downey's partner. He got injured over the course of the match. I think I forget who they were fighting. Was that Silk City Kings they were fighting, or no?
At the last event?
Yeah. No,
Last
that's not
event was
important. It's not,
Silk City Kings in the rep.
that's right. That's right. It's not important. I forget who they were fighting. But Joe Clean got hurt. Pat Dynamite, after a little while, came out and said, I couldn't sit back here and watch you get beat up by these monsters over here. They were two huge guys. I can't remember.
Comes out, makes the save.
And comes out and makes the save, and they formed a little bit of an alliance. They shook hands, and Brandon Downey said, Pat, I got your back. So, you know what I mean? So it's kind of suspicious that the High Five would book Brandon Downey as the guest referee in this match.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. We got the match. We didn't have any High Five outside interference. There was nothing to the contrary, in all honesty, of making a match. And
99% of the way through, it was a clean, legit match.
I say 100% through it was, but that's my opinion, and we will get to that.
Well, the problem with guest referees,
which we did,
they're not used to doing the duties of a referee, so their speed might be a little different than a trained referee's.
Yeah, you know, like, and most trained referees know so try to look as much as possible, and he did a good job. I feel like he did the match down the middle.
He called it down the middle,
and I feel like this 3 count. Yeah, this 3 count was. It just seemed like the first 2 hits. I feel like we're on point, and was just that third may have been a little fast, but it wasn't like he was purposely going out of his way to screw somebody over.
Well, we'll see in a couple weeks when that episode airs on Trip TV. What
we did not have a good view of the count.
Did from where we were. We did not have a good view
because we were right behind it, but I still feel like my initial reaction was, okay, that was 3. It's what I would expect from somebody who's not a referee night in, night out.
I don't know, man. I'm not a referee, and I feel I could have done a more consistent.
And also, let's just look at the situation he was put into by the High Five, which that could have been the whole thing from the start, is to create tension between them all, because this isn't something he does regularly. So one little screw up could break up an alliance potentially.
Obviously. Yeah, no, you're right. But when I heard about this, I was thinking, this is an ambush. It's not an ambush. They're planting the seeds right now.
We even spoke to Brandon earlier in the night before the match. And, you know, even he was like, I'm expecting something.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to keep my head on a swivel the best we can. So let's think about that too. He's expecting at some point in this match to have to possibly physically try to hold back the High Five from interfering in this match, or just end up
have to deal with catching a beat down.
Yeah, so you know, like, if you want to say that it was 99% called down the middle, that's fine. That's still one tiny mistake that what we don't know what would have happened after that.
I think, agreed, but that's where it ended. We can't really speculate on what would have happened.
And let's be honest, after the match, Pat Dynamite, being the upstanding man he is, raises Sonny Kiss's hand after the match. But a complete sign of respect.
Yeah. No. And of course, I mean, they're 2 stand-up wrestlers, you know what I mean? They're respectful.
They're competitors.
And by the way, Pat Dynamite's come a long way, because when I first saw him, he kind of came off like a punk. You know what I mean? Maybe it was the long hair. But he's really matured, like as a person, like as a character in SPO. You know what I mean?
And even when he was a bad guy per se, you know, he was on whatever was going on pre-haircut. You know, the fans were still getting behind him. What he was doing in the ring was still resonating with fans.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know,
he won me over. I think, what was it, a gauntlet match or something that he had?
Yeah.
And beat Joe clean, and
The exploding broom closet
No.
match.
Before the event before that. Well, let's not talk about all that. That's all. That's all available to watch on SPOWrestling.com, or sorry, SPO Wrestling's YouTube channel. So go ahead and do that. Help us out because I can't remember.
All right. So then,
And I was there.
I mean, so was I, you know, but what are you going to do?
Right.
So then, where are we at? I believe we're at Lucky 13. Oh, no, yes. So the Live Danger versus the Audacity and the EDM death match. Now,
I don't
I
have a
just
lot of
want,
pictures of this one.
I have a ton of pictures, but it was literally like being in a club or at a rave for the entire match. There was action absolutely all over the place.
There was an amazing picture I took of Charlie. He was right in front of me. I posted that on his social media, but I don't know. I tried to add that earlier, and I don't know. I'm still figuring this out.
But God, was this match have a lot of hard hitting moments?
It's like sensory overload as far as the lights and the music and all the action going on. I mean, it was like you felt like you were at a rave and there was a wrestling match going on in front of you.
I mean, I didn't know whether to jam out or cheer during the match, to be honest. But God, were there so many just hard hitting moments? We had, I believe it was Gruesome with the spray bottle keeping Charlie down outside the ring for more than half the match.
Right.
He was getting involved left and right.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, you know, I'm assuming in an electronic death match, like anything goes, including like the manager can just do whatever he wants. So it really,
I mean,
like
it's
I
a
said,
death match.
Like I said in our predictions live stream, Ziggy, I really hope he's there because Ziggy's a difference maker. And guess who wasn't there? Ziggy would have been the difference maker. He would have evened the playing field.
It definitely, but in the end, Live Danger, not saying they don't need Ziggy, but they got the job done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But
and let's just, for the record, a tag team who, wherever they go, they are absolutely loved.
Oh, and they are going somewhere very soon.
Yes, they will be finishing out their dates here, and then they're going to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy out in California. Which
congratulations!
Also,
congratulations, Live Danger. I know you're going to kill it out there.
Oh yes, absolutely. And also, just to bring up, today is also Connor's 24th birthday, so happy birthday to him as well.
24. I could be his grandfather.
You look like it.
Hey.
Anyway, though, that match was something I don't think I'm ever going to see again. And if so, and this is the only time something like that ever happens, I am happy to be there for it.
But the big story coming out of this is after the match. Oh, I didn't add that. Yeah, I didn't add those.
So after the match, Ruckus and Robbie Illuminati Blackout come to the ring. And they come out, you know, it seems like they were basically giving them their flowers. Congratulations. This was Live Danger's last match for SPO before going out west. And at a moment where, you know, hugs have been given. You could
smell it a mile away. You could smell this a mile away.
I mean, you see it coming. You don't want it to happen. You're like, this is just an awesome moment as a fan.
I gotta find the photo because it's just priceless.
And I believe it's Ruckus with the microphone hits Connor. So that.
Hold on, no, I have an amazing photo. I just gotta find it. No, go on, keep talking.
So they start getting a fight, and then out the back comes one of the old heads who has been slowly coming back, GQ.
GQ, who if you know, he cut And okay, that's not the right photo. It didn't upload. Okay, that's why. Yeah, so Blackout just totally does what Blackout does, shakes the hand of Live Danger and then lays them out. And this photo is immediately after that. GQ comes out. G effing Q. If anybody knows and anybody saw that promo that he cut Friday or Saturday before the event last week,
that's a promo that can get you in the feels if you understand the history behind it.
that promo could have brought tears to the eyes of like Brock Lesnar or The Undertaker. Like
that promo was...
I saw him after the show and I told him, man, that's the best promo I've ever heard.
That promo was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, everybody, I'm sure you can find it on Instagram.
I believe it might be on Johnny Cashmere's Instagram and on the SPO Instagram page.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely somewhere out there. But so GQ comes out.
Yes. And he's trying to play peacemaker through all this, trying like, hey, guys, these guys have done an awesome job, we get through his promo and stuff, which then, comes to the idea they were scheduled for some type of open challenge. They didn't have opponents. So where does this all lead? To GQ getting in the ring, starts getting jumped, and out the back, Rick effing Blade comes out.
Effing Blade. Talk about even in the playing field.
Yeah, we're definitely evening up the playing field there. We're definitely talking about two well-known local guys for their past in CZW that do some of the crazier stuff. And boy, did they go out there and give Blackout a fight.
I wish I could load some photos from that match because I had some really good action shots, but my software isn't cooperating with me at the moment.
There's one spot I really enjoyed, and that was the spot where Rick Blade, I believe, has Ruckus in the tarantula in the ropes.
That was sick.
And you get GQ coming in with the drop kick to Ruckus. What a spot that was.
Quick match, brutal match.
I wouldn't say it was brutal, but they fought around a little bit.
It was definitely anytime Ruckus is in the ring, you're going to see some brutality.
I mean, let alone the fact that Ruckus goes as hard as he still does. Like, I think Ruckus is just indestructible at this point. Or indestructible. I said that wrong.
So after a quick couple of minutes.
Yeah, we get Blackout, I believe, cheats to get the win somehow as, Blackout fashion. And then...
Oh, wow, it's pouring. That just happened.
So, what's your thoughts on this with this match?
I don't know, man. Like, all four of them, anytime I get to see any of them in the ring, I'm happy. And at Battleground, I got the Battleground Championship Wrestling at the 2300 Arena the previous week. I got to see Johnny and the Backseats take on Ruckus and Robbie and drawing a blank here, but it was a 3-on-3. Anytime I get to see any of these guys, I'm happy. But the fact that I get to see Rick effing Blade again now in 2024 and GQ,
who would have thought?
I'm marking out. I'm absolutely marking out.
Yeah.
Absolutely great experience. We are way behind schedule.
Well, we're
But
actually not that far behind as you would think.
yeah, we only have a couple matches to talk about, but we wanted to go a little more in depth on these matches. So please bear with us. I know everybody has something to do and everything, but please. And again, if you want to actually see these matches, check out Trip TV on SPO Wrestling's YouTube channel, as well as SPO
And
Wrestling.
yeah, and the first episode, 8 p.m. Tuesday night.
Right after the Spocast.
No, there is no. It's taking the place of the Spocast.
Oh, it's in place of the Spocast. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
And this week's episode announces the date and venue for the SPO Wrestling Philly debut, which I am absolutely looking forward to. But moving on here.
Yeah. So there was an
intermission.
All
right. If you want to talk about the intermission real quick.
I don't know. Nothing happened during the intermission. I'm just saying there was an intermission. And after the intermission.
I mean, I think we already passed the point of intermission.
I think that was right after.
Nah, you're a little late on bringing it. But anyway, let's get back on point. Back on track here. Let's talk about our first, essentially in my brain, what I call a night with a double main event. Because either of these matches could have been swapped.
Wait, we have 3 left.
What's our other match?
Lucky.
Oh, yes. So, Lucky 13 and Declan Grant. This was a very short match.
Yeah, for a death match.
It was death and tax.
They got a lot in really fast, but there wasn't a lot of involvement with the tax during the match. But they did come into play during the finish.
Well, yeah, with the Boston Crab, kind of like a lion tamer, Chris Jericho hold with Declan Grant face in there. It looked like in the tax. And the referee, we had to be, 3, 4, maybe at the most 5 minutes into the match. And out of nowhere, the referee just goes and rings for the bell saying that Declan Grant tapped out. Now, from our angle, I can't tell you one way or the other. I have to wait to see it on Trip TV when that match is posted.
Right. But immediately, Declan Grant jumped up and said, I wasn't tapping. I was shaking the thumbtacks out of my hand.
Which I guess I could see where somebody's going like this. But typically when people tap out, I'm just saying they usually hit the mat. But if there's tax there, they'll tap on the person. Like I said, I didn't see it from our angle where we were sitting. And I'm going to have to wait to see that to know for sure. Because there was definitely a couple F-bombs dropped between the ref and Grant.
Yeah, they weren't
There was definitely an argument there, and we'll see where that goes, considering the fact that could be a match that we see at Uneffing Necessary, I guess we're calling it, continues. The sequel, The Season of Death, continues. Because September 14th, in the same building in Gloucester, we get another night of this. So could somehow this be a rematch?
I hope so. No matches are scheduled for this event. It's a brand new announcement over the last few days, but yeah, man. How could we not?
And also to bring up that Danzig is running this, or Zandig.
Not Danzig.
Yeah. My bad there. Zandig is running the show. This is going to be his show. Like that right there, you've already pretty much sold the ticket to me. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, absolutely. So Johnny in the back seats won't be at the event. They'll be touring the United States.
They'll be doing the JCW tour.
So they won't be there. So which is not always a bad thing, because there's some openings for some talent that we might not have seen or that we haven't seen enough of yet.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shout outs to my ginger brother and Dan. How you doing? And yes, it was a very good show. It was very fun.
All right, 2 matches left.
So the next match I just want to say the 3 stages of death. Our first fall was First Blood. Second fall, Silver Slaughter Circus. And then last man standing for the third fall, which all 3 of these falls were just one big hit after the other. But we'll start with the first fall being the First Blood. Your thoughts?
I mean, I almost got it right. I said JP was going to bleed first, but it was actually Tommy, which I'm super disappointed about. But at the same time, like, if it's a best of 3, they can afford that first loss. You know what I mean? Like,
that first fall had a lot of some brutal hits, and then just
absolutely
how they did it with the trash can, the double team move with the kick from honestly, the outside.
I was looking, and again, our angle was bad. He was turned the opposite direction. I didn't see any blood.
I mean, he could have been bleeding and then stopped bleeding during the match. I've seen that happen before.
I don't know, because there was like the ref was in front of him and he was facing the other way, so I couldn't really see it that well. But like, I didn't see any blood on him like later in the match, like right after that. So I don't know what happened there. I'm kind of, from my angle, I'm gonna have to watch Trip TV.
I mean, God, do these 2 teams, even though they probably do not like each other by any means, but when they are in that ring together, it's a show, and they are
the refs are absolute monsters,
and the backseats just can still take it to them. Like, that size difference with their speed and agility just makes up for the difference.
It's such an even match, even though like it looks like a mismatch just looking at them. I mean, the backseat, and that's a testament to how good the backseats really are, man. They're creative. They know what they're doing.
I mean, and this also to follow up, this match is also for the JCW tag titles and the SPO tag team championships.
So fall number 2 was for the JCW titles, and honestly, I didn't want them to put the titles up, but I didn't know it would be fall number 2 was for the JCW titles and fall number 3 was for the SPO titles. I thought it would just be a winner takes all kind of thing. So the fact that the second fall was just for their JCW titles, and which on the Spokecast a couple weeks ago, it was said best, like, you can't go on tour with JCW and not have the tag team title.
Oh, no, I agree.
It's not like if you lose, the rep is slotted in. No, like, you still have to take that tour and explain to everyone why you do not have the titles.
And I mean, on top of that, though, they did also want that opportunity at the SPO tag team titles. And the only way they would get in that was to match title for title. So, and I said during the last show, if you want to be the best, you got to be willing to take those chances of doing something that might not feel right, because it could be uncharted territory, whatever the reason may be. But you want those, they say, you want our titles, we want those titles.
Absolutely.
And everybody agreed then, all right, we're putting all the gold on the line, and we're going to see who in the end the better team is.
So second fall, Silver Slaughter Circus.
Now, this match was, I think, probably the most hard-hitting part of it, of the section of this match.
Yeah.
Because we had handicap signs. We had the silver kendo stick, which I believe is Tommy's, which he said he was going to bring.
I think he got hit with that, though.
Yes, he did. We even had Backseat Superfan Tara at ringside.
Yes.
With
Mrs.
her own
Backseat.
Yes, with her own weapons, with the guys' reps' names on them. Like, it was just absolute chaos in that second fall. You had a lot of great double team maneuvers. The JP jumping off the top rope with the trash can lid, which I believe was to the bigger guy in the rep.
I think it was Nate. I could be wrong.
I think that's David.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a blur at this point. I'm going to have to go ahead to Danger Ginger's Instagram and refresh my memory a little bit, but I'm not doing that right now. As I called, backseats pull off second fall.
Now, I will say this, with the way the first fall happened, this was a definitive moment for the back seats. They hit their finisher and they get the pinfall victory, which they have now, regardless of what happens, they have pinned them. Nowhere's in any of this has the rep ever pinned the back seats.
Right. And not only that, they retain the JCW titles with the
So we know now the JCW titles stay with the back seats. They will be taking them on the JCW tour with them, which is probably as it should be. So all that stays. Now we get to this third fall, which something that I have never seen before. Whoever came up with this idea must be a little nuts, because a tag team last man standing match.
So, and there, you hear that and there's questions.
Yeah, is it one person that has to go down? Do you have to put down both people on the team and they both have to stay down for the 10 count? So it ended up being only one person had to be down at a time for the 10 for the referee to administer the 10 count.
So by this point, I mean, it had already been a slugfest. It had already been a slobber knocker. And
these guys just were nonstop. No matter what either team got thrown at them, they were just coming back. From kendo sticks, trash cans, to we get plywood with barbed wire on it, which comes into play in this match.
Yeah.
Which I have a great photo of, which I will be posting after this, of that moment. But that match was absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
So when we got to last man standing, at that point, I'm surprised, and I'll be saying this again, probably surprised I didn't see a Kinshasa sink.
Absolutely. I think that match took 2 years off of my life, just being there front row.
No, I think the main event took 2 years off our lives. This combined as a crowd, which we will be getting into soon.
Yeah, we will get there. Let's wrap this one up and get on to the main event.
So we get the rep have plywood with barbed wire on it, propped up in the corner. Tommy brutally power bombed into the corner through it. Now, in the process of this, which now I've been waiting to get to this, Dewey Donovan, does he not know how to not be involved in the match and somehow be a deciding factor?
Well, I mean, it's his job.
I mean, I get it, it's his job, but this whole thing started with him turning on the back seats.
Absolutely.
Like, this whole thing started with that moment. And now we get to here, and real quick, gotta give a shout out to Rick effing Blade, who is in the house.
Hey,
How
what
you
up,
doing,
Rick Blade?
buddy?
Thank you
very much. But just
Scary Boo, love a nice power bomb, of course.
Just that this guy breaks out the handcuffs, which this is one of the things I hate most about the rules of last man standing, is that somebody's legs being, whether it's handcuffed like JP was, who could have gotten up and helped his brother up, to avoid the 10 count,
Right.
or being duct taped, whatever, is that still counts. Like, they're able to get up. They've just been sabotaged to not be able to.
They had him face down with his legs tied around the post. He wasn't going anywhere, and they know what they're doing.
I guess your phone agrees.
Yes, apparently. Or I think YouTube was telling me that one of my beer reviewer friends is streaming.
But this match, just as a whole, was absolutely amazing. And it was to the point where Tommy was not out there long after the end of that match.
Yeah,
we see him help to the back. We see JP fighting to get himself uncuffed so that he can get up and go to the back. And after everything, the applause that was given to these guys, they tore the house down with this match.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I'll say almost tore the house down, because if it hadn't been torn down, the next match definitely finished what was left of the house.
Oh, man. So Backseat Boys head to the back with their JCW titles, but not the SPO titles. Heartbreaking, but not the worst case scenario. We all got to be like, yeah, all right. Okay.
And all I'm going to say is the rep should probably watch their backs, because I'm assuming this isn't over and the backseats will work their way back to them.
Oh, Tommy and JP going to get them next time. They don't even know what's going to hit them.
But
after this match, they can only get stronger. You know what I mean? They can only learn from their mistakes. They can only make sure that someone keeps an eye on Dewey.
And I'm just saying, even if it's not right away at the next show, because they're going to be touring with JCW, maybe somebody in line for a title shot at the rep should be Primal Fear.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think that they had a nice solid win to open up the show. So, and they looked really good.
Absolutely.
Maybe, they picked up that win. I think they could give the rep a good run for their money.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I would love to see that match.
But now, let's get to our main event of the evening. In an OnlyFans death match, which earlier in the night was now made for the Trent Acid Silver Skywalker Championship.
That's
Johnny
right.
Kashmere versus the Feral Face. This match was now, just to make it clear, this whole event was the first time I'd ever seen death matches live. And I really loved the Nightwing-esque feel from Johnny and the Joker feel from Face in the gears. It really does fit what this match was and what everything leading up to it.
Absolutely. It felt right. Their attires felt right.
Now, as soon as we get them both out there, Johnny and Face out there, Johnny gets on the mic, calls for anything that is left in the back that can be used as a weapon. Anything not bolted, screwed, nailed down.
And if you look at the background will actually show the actual picture from the background shot later. But that shopping cart right there, you got, I'm pointing like you can see. I can't make us small enough, but you can't really see it right now. Everything's covered, but we'll get to that.
I mean, you should see the shopping cart. You can kind of see shards of glass. In between them, you see Johnny. The referee's wearing goggles, and you see Face. Like, parts of this picture kind of sum up what this match was.
Yeah.
And it was a fight. Yes. This wasn't a wrestling match.
Absolute chaos. Here we go. So we got just barbed wire everywhere, a shopping cart full of weapons. We got light tubes in the corner there. The ring is covered with whatever's just broken stuff.
So there's a couple moments in this match where I'm just like, wow, this being one of them that you're showing is Face with the skewers. just jamming him into his head. I have a good picture on my Instagram of him up against the ropes.
Oh,
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, just like that. And now, let's just make it clear. We were cleared from our seats before this match even started. That barbed wire with the board with the chairs on the chairs, that's where we were sitting at one point.
They pushed everyone a couple rows back. They were like, hey, get up, get back.
Like, we were on our feet for this entire match.
Absolutely.
And there are just moments in this match that are insane. Now, this is the first time I've seen a death match like this live and in person and not on YouTube, on TV or something. And I gotta say, that first shot, I believe it was Johnny to face.
The light tube?
Yes. And that pop.
Oh my God.
That sound set the tone of what this was going to be for me.
Just complete brutality. There was a huge back and forth with the light tubes. That was just amazing.
Excuse my language, but it was a shit show, and it was a good one.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It was amazing. I would love to see it again.
Welcome to Deathmatch Wrestling.
But and now, the stipulation being, since it was an OnlyFans death match, what we thought we were going to see, we didn't see. Which, thank God, because it could have gotten weird. But we did. That the loser has to start an OnlyFans.
Yes.
And both these guys went out there for a fight. They don't like each other. Johnny said during the SPO cast that after this, he almost has respect for him. Almost. So, that's probably the best we're going to get out of Johnny about Face. Face, whoever knows what he's thinking. Usually it's something violent, I assume.
I would imagine. I'm not going to subscribe or anything, but I'm super curious about the OnlyFans.
If anybody wants to subscribe and tell us what's on there,
please do. I mean, he's a good-looking guy, but no thanks. I like my men a little less violent.
So anyway, this match, there's a moment where they are literally just exchanging shot after shot with these light tubes. There is glass going everywhere. So we have thumbtacks, I believe, at one point everywhere. We have a shopping cart full of weapons, kendo sticks. I believe there was a boat paddle in there at one point throughout the night. Yes. That cart made a couple of appearances.
Yeah.
Like, this was an absolute insane fight. Both these guys at the end were a bloody mess. They went out there and left it all out there. And nothing but respect for both these guys.
Oh, my God.
Like,
both of those guys took the beating of a lifetime.
And are still going. Like,
yeah.
Like, these guys just going through everything. Absolutely tougher than I'll ever be. And I consider myself to be pretty tough. But taking skewers to the forehead, glass tube shots back and forth into the back, being slammed, which, wow. My favorite spot, though, of this night, which there are photos of on my Instagram as well, is where in this picture, if he leaves one of them up outside the ring, where you see the wood with the barbed wire propped on the chairs, is the fight that Johnny putting the fluorescent dust or whatever that is in these tubes in his mouth and spitting it at him, which was payback for earlier in the match. So I believe, didn't Face put thumbtacks in his mouth and spit them at him?
I believe so.
I
believe so.
And he spits it in his face, and it spears him right out the ring into that.
Off the apron, right?
Yeah. Through the ropes, face on the apron. But this match is, hell, part of that match came home with me as a thumbtack in my shoe. Which,
hold on. Glass in my shoe.
this thumbtack here, if you can see, was a part of this match. This is also a part of something else that came flying out the ring at me at another SPO event. You know, sometimes you might get to leave with a souvenir.
So, yeah, man. Absolutely, match of the night was Johnny and Face. Just they left it all in the ring. I mean, they spilled all the blood they could.
I mean, I think there could have been more spill, but thank God it ended when it did. And
yeah.
One of my favorite moments of this is after the show, Johnny cuts a heartfelt. Oh, yes. Let's get into that real quick. So,
scary, man. Yeah.
After
John, brutal.
After Johnny becomes the new Trent Acid Silver Skywalker champion for SPO Wrestling, we get everybody coming out to the ring. We got Pat Dynamite. We got the back seats limping their way out to the ring, considering just not long before that, they just had a brutal 3 stages of deathmatch. And Johnny is cutting a promo, thanking us for coming out, you know, saying we hope you had a great time, talking about upcoming events and stuff. And then while he's talking, I turn around and I see Jordan Oliver coming out through the curtain. All right. Now, we've been speculating since we did our prediction show. What was the point of the match they made, right? And while Johnny is talking, Jordan Oliver takes Tiny the dog, Pat Dynamite's dog, and dog naps him.
And by the way, Jordan Oliver was moving real fast for a guy with an injured MCL, ACL, whatever it is.
What? I mean, it might be. I'm not going to question the legitimacy of this injury, but I'm just saying you are right. He did have a little bit of extra pep in his step. It might have been make sure he got away before anybody could catch him.
Well, obviously, yeah.
And then we see a video posted online after this of him calling Channing Decker as if this was Channing Decker's plan all along, was to make sure all 3 were in the building at the same time. Because if Pat was there, that means Tiny was there. And as I said earlier, I think Tiny's the most over person.
Oh, yeah.
All of SPO right now.
Hey, I chanted we want Tiny.
And as far as I know, we are a week later that Pat has not gotten Tiny back yet. So if anybody knows where Tiny the dog is and where Jordan Oliver and the High Five could be possibly holding him, please let somebody know.
Absolutely.
Now, like, it's despicable. It really is. So what, this guy had to give up his title so he kidnaps this guy's dog? And
it just shows you the kind of person Jordan Oliver can be, and anyone who associates himself with Dewey. It shows you what kind of people they are.
Now, I do believe it was said during the Spodcast that nobody thinks Jordan Oliver is smart enough just to have a light bulb.
Oh, he wasn't acting on his own. Absolutely not.
No,
that wasn't his idea. Everybody knows he couldn't figure. He wouldn't have thought of that.
This guy couldn't figure out how to connect 4 after the story he told last week. But so my speculation is this was a Dewey Donovan and a Channing Decker idea to get under Pat Dynamite's skin and rock him, because I'm starting to think that Channing Decker is scared of Pat Dynamite and that he could legitimately take that title from him.
Absolutely. Couple things I wanted to get to before we get out. First off, super disappointing, but I understand. No Christina Marie, no SPO women's title defense. I spoke with her the week before I ran into her at the 2300 arena, and she said she had accepted another booking because they weren't sure about the date, and she had accepted that other booking. So we will see her, I believe, at the September 14th show. Super disappointing. I would love to see what's next. Whether it's going to be Sunny Kiss or someone new. But yeah, just wanted to touch on that.
There's with this new event that with the season of deaths continuing, like we thought it was over. Apparently, it was just starting. Which Zandig running a show, I am there. I am there for it. That just piques my interest immediately.
Absolutely. Gonna have to start watching some old clips and reliving some old memories.
Let's just be thankful that this place doesn't have a really high roof. That does could bring things down some.
Pun intended.
Yeah, I guess pun intended, not intentionally, but if it happens, it happens. So a couple other things I got to see Johnny right after winning the title. He was fired up. I'm super proud to see that title where it belongs.
Back in the hands of someone who's going to represent it the way it should be represented.
Yes, and who else better handed a title that was dedicated for Trent Acid than in the hands of Johnny Cashmere?
Exactly. It's beautiful.
And my favorite thing is I got a picture with him right afterwards, and the picture I took didn't even realize did the Triple H finger point for a new champion.
That's okay. No. Remember, it's going to be your new thing.
Yeah,
you get the danger finger finger point. That's how you're over.
No, you're over when you get a chant started with your name. That's how you know you're over.
Oh, well, definitely.
But then one moment I would like to bring up for the show though was as we were leaving.
That's what I was going to get to. Yeah.
And we are walking down the sidewalk and we turn over and what do we see? Robbie Illuminati of Blackout cutting a promo. Now, I have respect for the guy, all views aside, he is who he is, right?
He's a legend.
Yeah, but he is who he is. Yes. And just that somehow we end up chanting SPO.
Well, we messed up his promo and he got all mad and he was yelling at us and then he was like, yeah, you know what? Guys, stick around. So he started it up again and, we weren't live, pal, at that point. So he started his promo up again and Danger Ginger, Miss Danger Ginger, myself, and Chef the Ref got to chant SPO in the back of Robbie's promo.
I didn't, that's fine and everything, but did we really have to be told, I believe, was to shut the F up? And
I did go on kind of long. I was getting hoarse at that point. I'm surprised I hadn't even. I'm glad he told me to shut up.
But yeah,
that was a great moment. It was great being right there to watch him cut that promo and just to hear the passion. And I can't wait to see what happens with him and GQ.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more to that. I'm hoping for a bit more Rick F and Blade involvement.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's wishful thinking. I don't know if it's wishful thinking. That older, we'll say.
All the veterans.
Yes, the vets. The guys that paved the way.
Exactly.
For the young guys doing it today. But it was just an absolutely amazing show. Like the energy for a couple hundred people, 200-300 people, maybe in that building.
If that.
And but that energy to me was this like going to a WWE event, like a Raw or a SmackDown or a pay-per-view, and just feeling
but more personal.
I mean, yes, more personal, but just if I'm just looking at on the energy aspect.
Oh, as far as
because
the energy,
you can have a group of people that just brings the energy up of an entire room. And it just seemed like nobody's energy was low that entire time.
Yeah,
whether our voices got hoarse or not. The majority of the building was chanting and going the entire time.
One more thing I realized that we have to get to is there's an event coming up. I forget the specifics, but you know them. So anyway, there's a match. It's in Union City.
Yes. So Union City High School in Union City, Live Danger is running an event, and the event is to help benefit, I believe, the high school's football team. Tickets, I believe, for, if I'm correct, are $15 for front row, and then like $10 just for general admission. And if I am correct, the headline of this show on August 3rd is the back seats, Johnny Cashmere, Tommy and JP Grayson versus all three members of Live Danger, Connor, Charlie, and Ziggy in 6-man tag team action, which will also be one of the last times you'll get to see Live Danger before going to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy. Which, again, I can't say how proud of those guys when I saw them at the show I was, and how absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for them.
And if you have not seen Live Danger, take this opportunity to go and see them in action. You're not going to see many better performances from a wrestler, from a tag team.
Like, the energy they give me is that Ultimate Warrior hype energy. Like, they come out and they're just hyped the entire time. And
absolutely.
And like you just as fans, you start to feed off that and give it back to them, and then they feed off of you.
And I wish them nothing but the best of luck out in California in the New Japan Dojo.
They're going to do big things, and
they're going to be great.
It's going to be great to get to see their journey going through.
Absolutely. So yeah, that show, Union City, August 3rd.
Yes, August 3rd.
August 3rd.
Give me a moment because I'm actually
pulling it.
All right, so the show is Live Danger and Bros at the Union City High School. It is a fundraiser for the football program. Saturday, August 3rd. Doors open at 5. Bell time is at 6. It's at the high school at 2500 Kennedy Boulevard in Union City here in New Jersey. And then, yes, general admission tickets are $10. Ringside tickets are $15.
Very nice. And I'm just curious. I know the information's not there, but I'm just wondering what the Union City football team is called. Like, the Bulldogs.
I think it's a Eagle. I can read Eagle. It's an Eagle, something Eagle.
The Union City
Eagle
Eggs.
Oh, the Union City Soaring Eagle football team.
Soaring Eagle football team. So, yeah, if you want to support the Union City Soaring Eagle football team, or if you want to see some amazing wrestling and see Live Danger
for
the last time in a while,
they'll be featuring some of the younger talent around. I do see Corazon is on this poster as well.
Corazon, always great seeing Corazon.
Yeah, he's always fun to see in the ring.
Saw him at the ECW arena not too long ago.
Don't recognize many other people, which I'm sorry for not doing the proper research to plug this. But that,
I mean, that match sells it though. I mean, face team versus face team, Live Danger versus backseats, 3-on-3.
That match, that I'm hoping there's a 50-50 chance I could go. I'm not sure because that night.
Let me know, because if you're going, I'll split the cost of going.
We could discuss that off air.
All right.
But you know, there's a lot of wrestling going on that night as well.
Oh yeah. That is one of the big two are having a big event that night. That's all.
But just to wrap up this, which we have gone almost an hour and 20 minutes now, so we definitely
we're way over time.
Which we apologize, people, for all of those of you that stuck with us. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
But this show was absolutely amazing. It was a fun time from beginning to end. It's always nice getting to catch up with the other fans of SPO Wrestling.
Oh, definitely. Getting to meet Mammoth.
Yes. Shout outs to Mammoth, who did amazing job doing stuff at the show as well.
Oh yeah, man. He was really working as hard as he was enjoying himself.
Yeah, and props to everybody for that competed in that ring that night, because You guys left it all out there from beginning to end.
Oh my God.
I can't
Absolutely.
say enough good things.
No.
You know, we didn't get to talk much about them with their match with Live Danger, but the Audacity, that is a
we barely
team,
mentioned them.
which I am sorry about that. That is a team I am looking forward to seeing again.
Oh no, those
guys have something.
Themselves.
Like, I'm very looking forward to that. Like,
just the visual aesthetic alone.
Like, yeah,
and the masks.
Yeah, I love the Casey Jones style hockey mask.
Oh yeah. But yes, thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you everyone out there. Thank you if you turned it on for 30 seconds and we're just like, hey, whatever. Thank you, whatever. I appreciate your time, and stay tuned for more.
Just one more thing. Just a reminder to check out Tuesday night, 8:00, SPOWrestling.com or the SPO Wrestling YouTube page for the first episode of Trip TV, which will be also announcing the first SPO show in Philly and where it will be held, which is a show I'm looking forward to. And then don't forget, Uneffing Necessary, the sequel, I believe, whatever. Part 2, whatever they're calling it, September 14th at the Pine Grove Civic Center or Association. Center Association.
We'll figure out the name of the place eventually.
Yeah, I'll get it right sometime. But tickets are on sale right now for that as well. So check that out.
No matches now.
All we know is Zandig is running the show. And honestly, I think that's all we need to know. Don't give us a card. Just tell us a couple people that'll be there, and trust me, we'll show up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I believe I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else? Follow us on our respective social medias. Me at
right
the Danger Ginger 1, at BJ Drink Spear, 3070.
3070 on YouTube, but otherwise it's just BJ Drink Spear.
All right. So you guys enjoy your week. I'm probably going to put on some more pro wrestling, some old school stuff, and watch that.
I think I'm going to have to go and watch some old CZ dub now.
Nothing wrong with that, my brother. But again, shout out to everybody. It was a great show. Shout out again to I Hate Artists for the uneffing necessary. Make sure I'm pointing right here. Uneffing necessary poster. And just it was everything all the way around went so well. It really did. SPO, as always, put on a great show. The fans turned out and were lively the entire show.
Amazing experience. Just couldn't be happier with the whole night.
Bumpy, Alex the Beer Master, my personal one of my best friends, Dan, Scary Bayo, Rick F. and Blade. Thank you for chatting. And everybody, have a good night. Have a good week. And we're out of here.
All right. That's all we got. We'll see everybody next time, whenever that may be. But we'll let you know when that's going to be. Cheers, everybody.